So, we are discussing reciprocal lattice and we have formulated this reciprocal vector. This very important, this that one can write h b 1 plus k b 2 plus L b 3, right. And this the end of this vector is basically in reciprocal lattice, it will be represented by this HKL coordinate, right, and that magnitude of this vector is just inverse of the planar distance of this plane, HKL plane, right. And of course, this vector will be perpendicular to this HKL plane. So, that is what we have seen. So now you have axis system B 1, B 2, B 3. You have vector, reciprocal vector equivalent to translation vector. So, using this one I can generate all sorts of, I can generate the points, right. As we generated in direct lattice, right. So, now using this translation vector I can generate the points, and that points basically will form the lattice because it has symmetry. So, just it will have, so in reciprocal lattice it will have unit cell, and that repetition of this unit cell will form the lattice, right. So, whatever, when we are telling that it is lattice, so it will satisfy all sorts of properties of lattice, means each point will have the, it will call lattice point, but reciprocal lattice point, it will satisfy that the surrounding of this lattice point, of this point will be same as the surrounding of the other points. Okay. So, lattice means in case of direct lattice, crystal lattice or space lattice, whatever the things are applied. So, all are applied for these cases also, right. So, here what is the use of this? So, there are many, it is very useful. I will just discuss one two aspect of this some simple case I will discuss. So, I have here, just here see, I have shown that this zone planes and zone axis, right. I have shown the zone planes and zone axis, right. So, planes, some planes which are parallel to a line, to a single line. So, those planes are called zone planes and that axis is called zone axis, right. So, now, here if I just draw normal on each planes, So, all normals on each planes will be normal to the zone axis, because zone axis the planes are parallel to the zone axis, and so normal to the plane will be the normal to the zone axis. Okay. So, planes of all normal of all planes are normal to the normal of zone axis, and all planes will be coplanar. So, they will be on a same plane. All normals of all zone planes will be coplanar, means will be on the same plane. Okay. So, now again here why I am discussing that normal to any plane, that is represented by the reciprocal lattice, right. We can represent normal to the any plane, we can represent by the reciprocal lattice, reciprocal vector, right. So, zone axis it is along the see, it is whatever in general zone axis I can write zone axis, say what notation I should use, say zone axis vector, say what I should write, say let me write with z, zone axis vector z. Okay. So, it is in real crystal system, space lattice or okay. So, it is in terms of A1. So, U A1 plus V A2 plus W A3, right. So, this is the U V W is the basically coordinate, and it represents the direction of this of the z zone axis, right. So, these the vector zone axis vectors along the zone axis and normal to the planes or normal to the zone axis. So, this is basically I can represent with this one, that I already know that this represents the normal to the plane, H scale plane. So, H B1 plus K B2 plus L B3, right. Now, they are if they are perpendicular to each other. So, Z dot H, if they are perpendicular to each other, so it should be 0, it should be 0, it should be 0, right. So, we take dot product of this following that rule M, following that rule. So, it is equally important, as this relation is very important. Bn is equal to 0 when M is not equal to n, and equal to 1 when M equal to n. So, this is very important. Okay. So, here only we see A1 dot B1, A2 dot B2, A3 dot B3, this will be 1, and other A1 dot B2 etc. this it will be 0. So, this I can get that U H plus V K plus W L equal to 0, right. So, here I am getting the relation between the coordinate, in this in space lattice A1, A2, A3 axis in that lattice, and this coordinate of this reciprocal lattice. So, they follows this relation. Okay. This relation is very useful for indexing the planes, for identifying the planes, indexing the plane. Okay, whether what are that Miller indices of a particular plane. There are many planes, right? What are the indices of those planes, right? One, we have to identify, we have to give them value of Miller indices. So, this relation helps. How? Just see, in this particular, in this example, okay. So, these are general derivation, and in this example you see this, what is this z axis, what is the direction of the z axis? So, this is 0 0 1. So, this is 0 0 1, you see, this is 0 0 1, right, this is 0 0 1. So, that means our UVW, so U will be 0, V will be 0 and 1, right, because this zone axis is A3, right. Right. So, if I put this value here, so this will be 0, this part will be 0, this part will be 0, right, UV, but this W is 1, then L has to be 0. This relation is telling that L has to be 0, then it will be equal to 0 total, right. So, you have zone axis and there are many planes parallel to that zone axis, but their Miller indices will be different, right. Now, from this relation it is helping me how, that L has to be 0, means for all the planes which are all the planes in zone which are parallel to this A3 axis, okay. So, all the planes Miller indices, whatever the indices, but out of HKL, L has to be all the time 0, and that is what happened, you see here, that is what happened, you see. This is what they say, this all these planes, you see, L value 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, okay. So, HKL are different value, but L is all the time. So, taking help of this reciprocal vector, for many planes, you see here I can see this 5 planes, and I have to index this, find out the Miller indices of this 5 plane, and I can so I can immediately identify one indices, that is L, that is 0. I will put first that L 0, then I will look for the other HKL, what will be the HKL value for different planes, okay. So, this way its reciprocal lattice helps to analyze the crystal structure, okay. So, this is one example I showed you, and second I will show you that reciprocal lattice okay. So, I will show that this what will be the Bragg law in case of reciprocal lattice, right. What will be the form of Bragg law in reciprocal lattice, okay. For this I have to consider Ewald's construction in reciprocal lattice. So, I am writing RL, reciprocal lattice. Howell's construction in reciprocal lattice. Okay. So, what is that? So, one has to remember that reciprocal lattice, it is nothing but the diffraction spot, it is collection of the diffraction spot, right. So, it is related with the wavelength, it is related to the incident X-ray and its direction and its magnitude, its wavelength, right. So, it is there. So, what Howells did, so this just taking the magnitude of 1 by lambda, X-ray wavelength is say lambda. So, taking the amplitude inverse of wavelength, if you draw with this magnitude, if you draw a line in the direction of incident X-ray, So, in the direction of incident X-ray, if you draw a, if you say, so just if you incident of X-ray, it can be from any direction. So, this is the incident of X-ray. So, this is the direction of incident of X-ray. Okay. And take a point, any point A, so in the direction of the X-ray, incident X-ray, from a point A, if you take a length 1 by lambda, so this is the 1 by lambda. Okay. So, this is the incident direction of X-ray, and this on this direction, this is the magnitude 1 by lambda. Okay. And then that is a Howell's construction. So, then it is telling that if you take a sphere, of radius a okay, of radius a b, whatever that is 1 by lambda, if you take a sphere centering at this A. So, just if I draw a so with this radius I have to, so I have to draw, I think I can draw okay. If I draw a sphere, now this sphere, it will intersect the point, reciprocal lattice point. So, now if we add these two, so from center, if you, I have to draw properly, from the center, if you draw a line adding these two from center, so it is telling this will be the direction of the reflection of X-ray, this will be the direction of the reflection of the X-ray. So, this is the direction incident X-ray, if this is the incident X-ray, direction, then this will be the reflected X-ray direction, reflected X-ray direction. Okay. So, this basically is called Awald's construction in reciprocal lattice. So, now if you just join these two, okay. So, this will be the, it is telling that this will be the normal to the crystal planes from which reflection occurred, okay, from which this ray, this reflected ray, this the reflection occurred. Okay. So, this will be the normal of the planes, HKL planes, say HKL planes, normal to the HKL planes. So, from where this incident X-ray is reflected in this direction towards AC, reflected towards AC. Okay. So far just whatever Awald told, following this his construction, following this whatever I am telling. So, just this is a statement, there is no proof now. Okay. So, just we have taken this magnitude in the magnitude, this length 1 by lambda in the direction of the incident ray. Then with this radius, if I draw a sphere, so it will intersect the lattice point. So, from center, if I just connect them, so they are the, so it is not the only point, right. So, it is a sphere, you have reciprocal lattice. So, it will intersect few more points. Okay. So, for this incident X-ray, so it will be reflected in this direction, this other direction, if intersect other points. Yeah. So, in how many points it will, this X-ray will be reflected, right. So, that will depend on this satisfying the condition, Bragg condition, right, satisfying the Bragg condition. If Bragg condition satisfied, then you will get reflection, right, in that direction, means you will get the lattice, you will get the spot, diffraction spot, that is what we know. And here this same thing, similar things we are getting, right, and in which direction it is going, now where this lattice points, this point in a reciprocal lattice is there. So, it is just you can connect with the diffraction spot, right, whatever we have seen with this lattice point, right. So, this way then occurs, so that will be the reflected ray, that will be the reflected ray, and then if you connect these two, okay, just end of this reflected incident X-ray and reflected X-ray, if we add these two to end, then that will be here BC, that will be the perpendicular or normal to the planes, okay, to the planes. So, that planes you can so this definitely, if I draw a normal on this, so this can be normal to this, this can be normal to this. Okay. So, here this point is there, but this point may not be here, but it may be there, that is no problem, but we have not taken the, because after this is cut here. So, we have taken this one. So, this will be the crystal plane, this will be the crystal plane, this will be the crystal plane, and from this crystal plane, so X-ray, if X-ray is coming incident here, it is reflected. It is reflected, right. So with crystal plane, with this crystal plane, so angle will be theta, right. This angle, so drawing is not proper, but so this angle will be theta, grazing incidence, right. So this this will be theta, right, grazing incidence, right. This we can take theta. Now, so this is telling this is the normal to this is the normal to these planes, HKL, this say whatever planes, HKL planes, okay. So this is the normal, this is the n normal, okay, from an is normal, an is normal, okay. So this is definitely what is this normal, sorry, I did mistake. So this is the plane, this is the not normal, this is the plane, and this is not the normal. So this is the so this is the normal, okay. So this is the normal. So here, so normal this BC, okay. It will be DHKL, right, normal to any plane, right. That magnitude we take, DHKL, right. So BC will be DHKL. Now BC, you see this AB, this is 90 degree, this is 90 degree, this is 90 degree, right. This is theta. So projection of this one on this, so here you can take AB, so BN, so this BC will be DHKL, and this is basically BN plus NC, so BN will be, you see, if I take cos theta, so it will represent this. If I take with respect to this, so cos theta, this, so this is 90 minus theta, so it will be sin theta. So this, what is this? This is Pn will be 1 by lambda. So this magnitude is 1 by lambda, and then this is sin theta, okay. And this also, this will be NC will be this sin theta, okay, 1 by lambda, this also 1 by lambda, right, because this magnitude and this magnitude will be same, and it is also 1 by lambda. So it's basically we can write 2 by lambda sin theta, right. So from here DHKL equal to 2 lambda sin theta. So I did mistake, sorry. So it is in reciprocal lattice, this is in reciprocal lattice, right. So this is normal to the plane. So normal to the plane, that is basically reciprocal vector. So magnitude of the reciprocal vector is inverse of planar distance. So that will be basically 1 by DHKL, right, since it is in reciprocal distance. So 1 by this, so basically you will get this. So this is giving 2d sin theta equal to lambda. It will give 2d HKL sin theta equal to lambda. So this is nothing but the Bragg law. Okay. So, here we have considered the reciprocal lattice, and we have considered the reciprocal lattice, and just following some Ewald's construction, we have drawn this incident ray, refracted ray, and this normal distance, etc., etc. And from there, basically from this geometry we are getting this Bragg law. Okay. So, it is exactly whatever Ewald told, the statements are all correct, right. Following that, just his model kind of things or statement, we are getting back our this Bragg law, which is the base of all diffraction of all these point in reciprocal lattice. Okay. So, so you see here is one can simple way one can also show that this Horbury reciprocal lattice we have formed following some this, and there from there itself we can get back our original this Bragg's law. Okay. So, I will stop here. Thank you for your attention.